Hi guys, this is Eva and I would like to present how we utilize sugar. So when we eat, the nutrition gets absorbed through the intestine into our bloodstream, and the pancreas will detect how much protein, fat and sugar there is in the blood and will produce insulin. The little beta cells in the pancreas will produce as much insulin as needed for that certain food. Insulin is produced not only for the sugar, and when we look at the insulin index, we have an idea how much insulin is produced for certain food. So what happens when the sugar arrives at the cell? So this is the cell. These are the insulin. This is the insulin receptor. These are the transporters. The transporters will transport smaller parts like sugar or fat inside the cell because they are unable to pass through the cell membrane alone. So these little transporters like a taxi will come and take them inside the cell. So now I'm going to focus only on sugar. So sugar is waiting here outside of the cell for the transporter to transport him into the cell. The transporter that will transport the sugar is GLUT4. So how does it get activated? Because it must receive a message that he should come and get the sugar inside the cell. When insulin attaches to the insulin receptor, insulin will activate the insulin receptor, which activates an enzyme that activates another enzyme and that activates another enzyme. And finally, after all this activation, GLUT4 will be activated. When GLUT4 is activated, it will come to the cell membrane and transport the sugar inside the cell. And what happens with the sugar once it is transported inside the cell? So certain sugar will burn in the mitochondria, giving us energy, and others will be stored as glycogen. So, for example, when we run the marathon, we build up a big glycogen store beforehand. So when we are running the marathon and we don't eat, we will use this sugar, this glycogen, for our running because our muscle needs energy. So that's it. This is how normally sugar gets inside the cell. And in the next part, we will have a look what happens with type 2 diabetes, those who have insulin resistance. What does it mean, insulin resistance, and why the sugar will stay outside of the cell, why it cannot enter the cell. So see you in the next video. Bye.